So there was a question that was asked. That question was, why won't God show himself? Then God asked the question. And he says, now before he asked this question, I wondered, wow, that's a good question. Why won't God show himself? I'm about to start preaching. Why won't God show himself? So I sat there and I thought about it. And then as I was thinking about it, then God asked, when do you see a judge? Like a judge in the courtroom. When do you see a judge? And I said, wow, that is really interesting. And I was laying in my bed and I popped up from the bed and I said, wow, that's a very good question. When do you see a judge? And then I said, you know, the only time we see a judge is in the courtroom. So then it went back to the original question of why won't God show himself? Now, there are people out there are people in the United States, never been to court, but they know that a judge exists. They know that a judge exists. So it's the same thing with God. We know that God exists. So the question answered itself. Why won't God show himself? Because if you have faith, then you can see God. Right? That's why the Bible says, without faith, no man
shall see the kingdom.
No, not just see the kingdom. No man can please the Lord.
What are good works without faith?
So, somebody asked another question. I forgot what the other question was asked. But I realized that it was very serious, because sometimes the questions that we asked, we already are given the answers before we ask the question. All right, that's all I wanted to say for today. Soldiers for Christ.